Greetings everybody, Richard Fulmer here, and welcome to another Richard's Rock Rambles. So here we are, coming to the end of the year. I can't believe that, wasn't it January just the other day? Anyway, Christmas and all the other holidays are just around the corner. And the time of year when all the retailers out there rub their hands together with glee, especially here in Cape Town, because all the people from up country and the dollars and the pounds are all coming to be spent. And it was a time of year I really hated in retail. There was a time of year when everybody else was having a good time, you're stuck in the store. Anyway, that's all done and dusted for me. It's a beautiful day here in Cape Town. Bit of a southeaster blowing, but in Cape Town, summertime, that's one thing that's always a given, is the southeaster. Anyway, we're going to carry on looking at a couple of covers albums, and two that I'm looking at today, are not complete covers albums. They do their own original stuff as well. And the first one we're going to check out is a band from the States by the name of Govt Mule. Been following these guys for many years. They started out as a power trio, sadly lost the original bassist, still going today. I think their most recent album was released earlier this year. Still very much a going concern. I suppose you'd call them a jam band of sorts. Warren Haynes, the main guy in the band, he's also played with the Grateful Dead for a while. He was part of the Allman Brothers. Really versatile, great singer, excellent guitarist, plays a Les Paul, Gibson Firebird. I haven't seen him play a Strat though. I don't think he plays a Strat. Also plays a really nice acoustic. So this is a live album. During Halloween in 2007, the O'Shaughnessy Theatre in St. Paul. And it's a 2-disc. Disc 1, there's a few covers plus some Govt Mule stuff. And then on the second disc, they do Led Zeppelin. They cover Led Zeppelin, and I must say they really do it well. These guys have covered a lot of bands. In fact, there's an album called, it's a tribute to Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Instead, they call it Dark Side of the Mule, which is quite clever. Then they do a Rolling Stones one called Stoned Mule. I think it's called Stoned Mule. Excuse me, I just need my coffee. They've also done a reggae one, sort of a dub reggae album. And I think there's one, some jazz guitarist. They did a tribute to that. I can't remember his name right now. So they've done quite a few. So they're a very versatile band. Like I said, started out as a 3-piece. They've since added a keyboardist. Well, he's been with them for a while now. So let me tell you who's in the band. Warren Haynes, the main guy on vocals and guitar. Matt Apst on drums, probably one of the most underrated drummers out there. Really nice fills, great looseness to his drumming, can play almost anything. He can get heavy when he needs to. Danny Louise, he's the guy on keyboards. He does vocals and other goodies, it says here. I know sometimes he plays guitar as well. Andy Hess on bass. Andy Hess is no longer with the band. That's the only position within this band that seems to change all the time. Well, not all the time, but it's the only one that has changed. There is a new bassist in the band at the moment. I can't think of his name. Anyway, Andy Hess was in the band at that stage. And a guy called Audley Freed plays guitar on disc 2, which is the Led Zeppelin stuff. So let me tell you what's on here. Disc 1 starts off with Play With Fire, which is, of course, is a Rolling Stones track. A really nice version of that. Time to Confess. That's a Warren Haynes track. What else is on here? Million Miles From Yesterday. Warren Haynes. Some of these are Govt Mule tracks. Rocking Horse, that's a Govt Mule track that goes all the way back to the beginning when Alan Woody was their bassist, the late Alan Woody, great bassist. Birth of the Mule, also obviously a Govt Mule track. Larger Than Life. Fallen Down. The other one, Jam. So there's their jam band credentials coming out, and these concerts of these are gone for like 3 hours plus, so you always get your money's worth with this band. And the last track on disc 1, Blind Man in the Dark, which is a massive hit for this band. I think it appears on pretty much all their live recordings, of which they've done a lot. So that's the first disc, recorded and mixed by Bruce Slim Judd, and the great cover art, which you see there, is done by a gentleman called Steve Johansson, released in 2007. So then let me just show you, there's a couple of live shots inside. There's no booklet inside here. It's just the 2 discs and these live shots. There's another one. So on disc 2, this is where they do the Zeppelin. Starts off with the song remains the same. Of course, that famous track of Led Zeppelin's, which appears on Physical Graffiti. I think there's a track called Song Remains the Same, but the live album was also called Song Remains the Same. So they do a cool version of that. The Rain song, which has got some nice acoustic work on it. Over the Hills and Far Away. The Crunge, where old Matt Epps gets to do his thing. Brings out his inner John Bonham. Dancing Days. Then there's a track called Drums, which I think is just a drum solo. Do You Maker from Houses of the Holy, which is that sort of reggae style. Zeppelin could do anything, and they do a great version here, Govt Mule. No Quarter, one of my favorite Zeppelin tracks. Starts off with that haunting keyboard intro. And yeah, it's quite an epic track. They do a cool version of that. The Ocean. And then there's 2 non-Zeppelin tracks, Come On Into My Kitchen, which I think is a Robert Johnson track, and then 3220 Blues. So those are the only 2 out of the 11 tracks. There's 9 Led Zeppelin, plus the 2 blues ones. Really cool album. All of this stuff's pretty much still available. As I say, this came out in 2007, so not too long ago. Govt Mule, Halloween 2007, Holy Haunted House. Check it out. Some great blues rock on here. Excellent guitar work. As I said, excellent drumming. The whole 9 yards. That's the first album. The second one, and you go to most rock artists, jazz artists sometimes, it all begins with the blues. And that was definitely the case with one Jimi Hendrix, one of my favorite artists of all time. And this is probably one of my favorite compilations that the Hendrix family released of him. All the blues stuff that he did. So there's some on here which are covers, and then obviously some which are Jimi's own tracks. And he pretty much pays homage to people like B.B. King, John Lee Hooker. You can see at the back here, that's Chuck Berry, and that's, who was that there? I think that's Albert King. And there's Albert Collins at the bottom, B.B. King. Now I'll tell you, there's a few other names as well. And there's their faces as well. Quite cleverly done in this cover. That's the inside. There's the disc there, which is quite colourful. And yeah, let me just show you. There's a couple of cool shots of Jimi there. And I think that's an SG. You don't see too many shots of him playing an SG. Tells you all about the album and his influences and who plays with him. Some tracks have got Mitch Mitchell on drums. Others have got Buddy Miles, Billy Cox on bass, Noel Redding on bass. And I think Eddie Kramer was involved in, he gets involved in pretty much all of Jimi's new releases that come out, or re-releases. Black and white shots. Here's a cool shot of a very young Jimi there, before the drugs took over. So if there's anything else I can show you. I think that's a shot with Jimi and Eric Clapton. I think it is, yes. And that's him playing that acoustic guitar. Hear My Train A Coming. That track also appears on a video that originally came out. It's now on DVD, and I think it's also on one of his live albums. There we go, a young Jimi. This is a great collection, I must say. I play this quite often. There's him playing slide with a can. Why the hell not? And there's some nice shots of Jimi. So, let's see. These are some of the guys that he pays homage to. Albert King, B.B. King, Chuck Berry, Hubert Sumlin, who I think was a big influence for Eric Clapton as well. Lightning Slim, Buddy Guy, Howling Wolf, Curtis Mayfield, more on the soul side of things. Albert Collins, Earl Hooker, Lightning Hopkins, I just want to see what else. Little Walter, the guy that played the harmonica, Clarence Gatemouth Brown. A whole bunch, there's about 36 names here. I don't want to go through all of them. And right, so let's get to the tracks, the all-important tracks. Hear My Train A Coming, that's that acoustic blues one that he did. Really well done, some nice acoustic. I just wish he recorded more acoustic stuff, because you could certainly play an acoustic guitar. Always wonder what Jimi would have done if he hadn't passed away at such an early age. Sorry, summertime, there's flies here. I think he probably would have gone more into the jazz side of things, but I guess we'll never know. Then a track that's been done by numerous people, Born Under a Bad Sign, Booker T. Jones track. Red House, of course we all know Jimi's Red House from his first debut album. Catfish Blues, Voodoo Child Blues, that's another Jimi track. Manish Boy, the Muddy Waters track, does a really cool version of that. Once I Had a Woman, Bleeding Heart, that's a traditional track as well. Jelly 282, which is a Hendrix track. Electric Church, Red House, and then an electric version of Hear My Train A-Coming. So there's not really that many covers on here, but the ones that there are on here, he does very well. And the rest are his own tracks. So there's 11 tracks on here. Check this out. It's worth getting. If you're a Hendrix fan like I am, and you're a completist like I am, this is one you want to have in your collection. So that's the Jimi Hendrix. And the first one I showed was the Govt Mule, Holy Haunted House, Halloween Live 2007, where they cover Led Zeppelin. So for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be taking a bit of a break, seeing as it's a festive season. So I'll catch you guys again in January, next month. I can't believe I'm saying that. Next month, 2024. And take it easy out there. Have a safe Christmas or whatever other holidays you celebrate. Stay away from the crazies on the road, which is what we do here. We don't leave the house. We stay right here where all the good music is. And the crazies out there, they can do their thing. And yeah, just take it easy. And if you haven't done so yet, please, down below, hit the subscribe button, as well as giving me a thumbs up. That'll help the channel. And any comments, more than welcome. Have yourselves a great week and a safe festive season. I'll catch you next month. Bye-bye.